What up, folks? Bring you another one. Now, this one is morally a quote from Warren Buffett called "Be fearful when they're greedy and be greedy when they're fearful." And what basically the way I interpret it is basically meaning like right now is a time for you to be greedy. Why? Because people are fearful of buying stuff right now. Even though it's a good time to buy houses, but people are fearful of it. So this is a good time to be greedy. Now, a time to be fearful was when I'll say about the last year. Basically, when this epidemic wasn't going on, that was a time to be fearful because motherfuckers were kind of uncertain because they're saying shit was about to crash. So that was the time for you to be fearful. But Warren Buffett is supposedly the greatest investor of like all time. But one thing I've noticed about Warren Buffett, and this plays a role with everybody, the people you know and timing is one of the biggest key factors in life. He grew up in the good age too, when everything was basically brand new. Like everything was coming up, Microsoft, all these big companies, Coca-Cola, Nike, and all the big ass companies. It was coming up during his time. So it was like the perfect storm basically. He was growing up in an era where all these new manufacturers, companies were building. So of course stocks were cheap back then. And he bought one of his sons some stock for, I can't remember what company, but he bought them. I think he said he bought his son $90,000 worth of this company, right? $90,000 worth of shares of this company. And guess how much that share is worth now? $200 million. He bought this for his son, I don't know, X amount of years. Like I said, I already have accounts for my unborn kids. But he bought these stocks X amount of years, and now the stock is worth $200 million. Could you believe that? What an investment that is. Your father bought you $90,000 worth of share of, let's say, Walmart, and now that shit's worth $200 million. Now, it's always easier when you got the money. But back to the quotation. Right now is the time for you to be greedy. I'm not saying don't do your research on it, because like I said, anything I say, I always want you to go try it and do your research, because I ain't telling you something I'm not doing myself. Now, go out and like buy some shares. Like right now, stocks are cheap. Like airliners, they say the airlines are about to go even further down. So that means they're going to get cheaper again to buy some airline stocks. Like right now, American Airlines is like $9 a share. United is like $25 a share. I mean, that's cheap, but it's about to go down more because they said the airlines are about to take even a bigger dump. So I will probably wait until the fall to buy some to be greedy on it. But I ain't knocking Warren Buffett. He's a good investor. He knows the ins and outs. But, you know, once you're in that bracket with these people, you know the deal. Like, you know when to trade, when to sell, when to buy, and all that good stuff. Because they do a lot of inside trading. And that's why a lot of politicians were getting caught up in that. They were being greedy. They're being greedy at the time most people were being fearful. And then they sold all their stocks because they got the inside trade deal saying, hey, shit's about to hit the fan, which is the pandemic we're in now. But it's just my take on it. I think like right now is the time for you to be greedy. The time to be fearful was before this pandemic, because people were uncertain and people were saying shit was going to go down, but people were fearful. They weren't being greedy at the time, which is good because you saw everything kind of tank. So it was a good time for you to be fearful, but now is the time for you to be greedy. Like I made in my last video, to come up. Hey man, this is come up season. Cause you best believe your ass, I am having a good come up season. But I'm gonna holler at y'all. Keep pushing through the bullshit. Peace.